Shift our focus to a loudmouth Illinois Democrat who's promising to do everything in her power to eliminate the Department of Homeland Security entirely before eventually punishing every single member of the Trump administration for their alleged crimes. After that, maybe she can close all the fire departments, too. She's on to something. Following weeks of unruly protests in both Minneapolis and throughout the entire country, Congresswoman Delia Ramirez now claims that the greatest threat to our entire nation is DHS itself, and that as a result, she's going to make sure the department gets completely dismantled as soon as possible. Maybe she'll close our nation's hospitals after that. So, Ramirez is a vocal member of a legion of Democrats who are currently in the process of holding up a critical spending bill that includes funding for both DHS and ICE, which they argue are both greatly in need of complete overhaul, if not outright elimination, following the recent shootings in Minneapolis. It's kind of like throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Makes no sense. For her part, the Illinois lawmaker argues that DHS has been a bad apple from the very beginning, that it was originally invented to violate our individual rights in the first place. No, it wasn't. And that ever since it was born, the entire department has been acting with total impunity. Maybe she'll shut down our nation's libraries as well. She goes on to say that, in her opinion, Americans are also sick and tired of trying to fix a department that executes people in broad daylight, and that, therefore, ICE should be completely abolished as well. I think somebody's been dipping into the cooking sherry. For starters, Ramirez says Congress needs to send a very loud message to the Trump administration by no longer infusing any resources whatsoever into Homeland Security Department's lawless abuse of power. Additionally, now she's taking it a step further by putting her foot down, now demanding what she calls accountability from a number of leading voices in the current Trump administration. In her own words, that so-called accountability means bringing justice to every fascist, every one of them in the entire administration, and that includes Kristi Noem, according to her, also Tom Homan, and some others, and eventually making them all answer for their alleged crimes. This gal has a great future as a fiction writer. Final thought, and this is what we call the News Roundup Lowdown. Now, here's the way I see it. I say congratulations are right now in order for the honorable representative from Illinois, Delia Ramirez, who's officially being awarded what we call the legendary News Roundup BOTY Award, B-O-T-Y, or the Bonehead of the Year Award. Now, Editor Pronoff, show us that fabulous trophy if you would. This award, it's handed out only sparingly to individuals who say the most dim-witted thing anybody can say. And yeah, she said it. Dismantle the Department of Homeland Security. You're a dunce. She'd taken 8 seconds out of her busy life to learn the mission of the DHS. With honor and integrity, we will safeguard the American people, our homeland, and our values. She would have most likely kept her trap shut. So, and apparently she doesn't know, DHS was born from the commitment and resolve of Americans all across the country in the wake of the 9/11 attacks, which we all remember very well. The DHS is in place to prevent future attacks against the U.S. and our allies, and sorry, Ms. Ramirez, if that's somehow a conflict for you. And one more thing, there are no fascists in the Trump administration, not even one. And if the Congresswoman would invest even 2 minutes worth of her valuable time to learn what fascism is and what it means, should most likely retract her idiotic comments. Hey, Bill Thomas here. If you like what you see, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. And don't forget to check out our channel, News Roundup with Bill Thomas. And that's where you can catch our full program and more videos. And we'll see you right back here next time.